we talked about how SmackDown is firing on all cylinders. And you mentioned there are two major feuds that are really driving this. But Andy, neither one of those feuds kicked off Friday Night SmackDown this past week. What kicked off Friday Night SmackDown was just an absolutely incredible, maybe the best promo of 2026 by our women's champion, Chelsea Green. Andy, you and I have said it so often on this show. If she gets the opportunity to be in the spotlight, she's going to hit a home run. And Andy, Friday night was a dang grand slam by Chelsea Green.
Yeah. I mean, it was absolutely phenomenal from her and from Nick Aldis. Like, I think they both played their part extremely well and crushed it. I mean, she, like, you felt the emotion in what she was saying. I don't think it was a scripted promo at all. I think she went out there and just spoke from her heart.
Yep.
About what it meant to be champion, and that, like, she wasn't going to let them take it away from her. She was going to do whatever it took to stay champion and to remain champion. So I'm glad they're going with this direction. Like, I'm glad we're running this way. If it's an injury that's not going to keep her out for a long time, then, like, don't take the title off of her, but let her stay on TV and let her, kind of do this thing with this story. But I'm excited. Like, I'm very excited to see where they go from here with her, because it was done to perfection. Everything they did was done really, really well.
And not only you said it, like, her performance was fantastic. She spoke from the heart. And Jinder Mahal was co-hosting Busted Open this morning. And I know some of you may hear that, Andy included, and chuckle a little bit. I listened to the whole show and it was fantastic. But the point that I'm getting to is he said this promo humanized Chelsea Green. This allowed people to relate to Chelsea Green. And that's why it worked, Andy, because if she doesn't have that crowd in the palm of her hands, if she cannot get them to relate to her and get behind her, when Nick Aldis changes his mind to give her the title, it's not going to make a difference. Yeah. She's not going to get the support and the pop that she got when he does that. So it means nothing. But that just goes to show you again, Andy, how good Chelsea is when given the opportunity. I mean, look how much time they gave Chelsea Green. No entertainment, no fluff, no gaga. They opened the show with Chelsea Green.
Yeah, and I mean, even as much as letting her have a back and forth with Gunther, like,
yes,
and that was done really well. And Cardona coming out, he's going to get absolutely killed whenever they wrestle. But, like, it was a segment that was done really well, but the purpose of it was to make you care even more about Chelsea Green.
Yes.
Like, there's no denying she is a fan favorite. The place went nuts in SummerSlam when she won it. The Rumble me and you went to a couple years ago, she was easily, besides Alexa Bliss, was the most popular wrestler, female wrestler in that entire match. She has worked extremely hard to get where she's at. She deserves to be champion, and she deserves to have a good title run with it. So I'm glad that we're not even doing, like, a quick title reign with it. Now, she may lose it relatively quick. We don't know exactly yet. But I'm glad that they're not just taking it away from her because of this injury. They're letting her have her moment and keep going, because just like Sami Zayn, just like a lot of other people, she has worked hard and has earned this moment.
Yep, absolutely. City Kitty Live with us in the chat. Chelsea Green is a literal queen. What a segment. It was fantastic. And you mentioned Gunther, bringing him out and having him interact with Chelsea, having Cardona come out to the aid of his wife, putting that relationship actually on WWE television. And then, dude, having Cardona and Gunther have a match to open SmackDown in their street clothes. I mean, we normally talk about, you talk about normal wrestling jargon is we cut a promo, we book the match for later tonight. No. These two guys, because of the heat that was happening right then, have the match in their dang street clothes.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Like you said, Cardona is not going to win that match. There was a point where I thought he should, but he's not going to win that match.
No.
But what an awesome spot for Matt Cardona to be in. To
Yeah.
be in there with the most popular women's wrestler on the show and the career killer, the biggest heel in the company, or at least on SmackDown right now. And you put Cardona in the spot. I know he's married to the champion, but dude, that's really cool for Cardona.
It is. And it's a full circle moment for him in a lot of ways. So, maybe they will build momentum off of it. Maybe they'll, be able to do some more with him. But it was, for the moment, like, it was done really, really well.
And they continued this story with Chelsea Green throughout Friday Night SmackDown, because after Cardona's match, Nia Jax and Lash Legend come out to intimidate Chelsea, say they're going to attack her, but then Tiffany Stratton comes out and she gets attacked. Now, she's got a U.S. title defense later in the night, but she comes out, she gets attacked. She tells Chelsea she's fine. She ends up going out and losing her championship to JC Jane. But man, again, the story of Chelsea throughout the whole show is going to make this Tiffany Stratton turn and this feud, when Chelsea is healthy, it's going to make it that much better, because there's so many things stacking up now, Andy, that Tiffany can blame on Chelsea.
Yeah. And I mean, it's a well-built story organically.
Yes.
That they can just take and run with whenever they're ready to pull the trigger.
Yep.
On it and let it happen. And so I think it's a great spot to be in. I think it's a great moment for them to go forward. And I think it's important. Like, I think Chelsea was a heel for so long, but people loved her. Now's a great time for her to be the biggest babyface on SmackDown.
Yep.
But then, like, you can flip the coin and have Tiffany, who's kind of been squandering the last couple of months, have her turn heel, because a heel Tiffany Stratton is better than a babyface.
Yes, it
and
is.
she can go out there and be one of the biggest heels in the company when she turns on Chelsea. So I think it's absolutely the right call to go forward.